Today I'm gonna do a how to make a Breyer halter. Yeah. So, I have one on my channel already, but that one's really bad and it's blurry and stuff. But this one's gonna be pretty much the same things doing it, same steps and stuff. It's gonna be just as easy. This is what it's going to end up looking like. No, it'll. Like that. Easy enough, I guess. So the things that you're gonna need, you need a Breyer horse, and if this is your first time doing it, then I would get one with a head like this, flat. Not one with a bent head or something else. Leather, which you can get at Hobby Lobby, and it's pretty cheap. You can get whatever color you want. This one's a different color. Yeah. Scissors to cut the leather. Glue. Sticks, and then hot glue, which will be easier for it to stick. So the horse that I'm going to be using for this video is December, traditional, which are kind of easier to do than the classics, I guess, but, you know. You will learn more about him in the horse of the week, but for now, just gonna stop. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to take your leather and unravel it some, and then you need to measure it around the horse's nose. And it should be a little bit bigger than his nose, just in case you want to adjust it or something. But just measure it around and leave that much extra room, and then just cut it. So the result that you should get with this is this, and then it can just fit around their nose, like that, whatever. And then the next thing that you want to do is, if you want to, you can glue it on, while it's on the horse's nose, or you can just do it off. I'm not gonna just do it with both, but take the glue and then just glue it along the edge. So it should look like that, and then just put it together. So after it's done drying, it should end up like this. You can just cut that off after. And also, if you do get glue on your hands, which you probably will, just let it dry before you take it off, because that might help. Same with the horse. If you get it on them, which you might get it on them, just let it dry and it might come off easier. So then what you want to do, you just want to stick it on his nose. Maybe. Like that. And that's why you got extra room. And then you want to pull it off some so it'll be easier to get on and off. So if you just pull it like that, it'll open up a little bit. Then you just slide it on there, and it should come on and off without any, bad stuff happening to it. And then just leave this part on until after you're done, just in case it comes apart. So the next thing you want to do is you want to put this back on his head, or their head, and then you want to take the leather and you want to put it around their ears to connect to the noseband. So like that. Just connected, Then you want to cut it. Also, leave some extra room, like I said before. Make it so there's a little bitty loop on top, and make it so there's some extra string right there, or leather, and then just cut it. So now, when you glue this, you can you could take it off, or leave it on. I'd leave it on during this part, but just take it like this, and then take your glue gun. This is extremely difficult to do. I'm just gonna take it off. Okay, be easier. Take your glue gun, just put it at the very end of this. Glue. Okay. take it and then just stick it on. Once again, you can have loose ends, like you can have it like that, because we'll just cut that off during the end. Okay, so once it's glued, I would stick it back on the horse. Just leave that there for now. And then the next part, I would glue it while it's on him. Just leave a little bit of room, so like this much or less, and then just glue it on, like I showed you before. But be careful not to get any, or I would mark this with a marker, which I also need to add to my list of supplies. Get a marker. If you need to, you can mark it. I'm not going to, because I really don't want to get up right now. So just, yeah, and then just glue it on. You can either glue it on the noseband or the headband, but it doesn't really matter. So just glue that on there. If you do glue it, like when it's on the horse, it might get glue on the horse, which just happened to me, but I pulled it off when it was dry, and it didn't get stuck. So once it's just dry, just stick it on, and once again, it's going to be way too big. But it needs to be able to come off and stuff. I guess if you, I would do this before, but you can just take it off. Just good about the glue, and then just do it like that. And then it needs to be able to come over their ears easier, because if it's, you can do it tight, but it might come apart easier. So just glue it again. So once this is done drying, sorry about the snapping, I must snap. But once again, I'm pretty sure I just got glue on the horse. So just take it. Just pull it off. It's not going to do anything, I'm pretty sure. So it needs to be just like, this is probably good tightness, like a little bit. And if you want to, you can stop here. You don't have to have this bottom piece, which I do for some of my horses. But if you are going to stop here, just cut off. Just skip to the end of the video when I tell you where to cut this stuff off, because that'll be much easier. Unless you want to watch the whole thing, which you can also do. So, the next step that you need to do, you need to take the leather again, stretch it out, and then just make it so it goes underneath the horse. And once again, leave some extra room so it'll be easier. So it should end up looking like that, the throat latch. And just leave some extra room, and then cut it. Depending on your horse, which my horse is pretty small for a traditional, just this much is probably good. I don't really know how far this is, but whatever. So then just have it like under here, and then do it what you think. This part should be kind of bigger than the rest of them, so it'll be able, like if you have to, so it can get over the ears easier. This is probably the hardest part. And then just make it so it has a loop on the bottom, like this, like so. Doesn't have to be a very big loop, but it needs to be big enough. And then glue it. And if you want to, take it off, leave it on, use a marker to mark the spot that you're gluing. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. Also, when you're gluing the throat latch, you might want it like just below their eye or above it. Or not, you know what I mean? Probably a little bit before his eye, like right there. Right there. Doesn't really matter where you put it, just that it needs to go underneath the throat. So there you go. Glued it on there. There's a little bit of a, you can have it tighter, but it's just easier to get it over, because, see? And it should come off easy. Truthfully, I think I'm just going to leave it like that. If you must, you can just take this part off and then just pull it up more. Like that, and then just glue it back. So now I'm gonna show you how far you can cut it shorter than this, but this is how far you might want to cut it. For this part, I'll just take this off. For this part, for like the throat latch, you just want to cut it like right before or a little bit above, just in case it comes off, and then you'll have some extra room to glue it. Just cut it. The sharper the scissors, the better. It's like that much. If you want to, you can have it shorter. Doesn't really matter. For this, for like the nosebands, you might want to cut it so there's a little bit of a part sticking down. I know it doesn't look as nice, but it holds better. Like that. I really need to glue more. And just for the glue, you can just cut the glue off because, yeah, it doesn't do anything. And then this, just like the throat latch. Just cut it. Looks like this. And if you want to, which I did on this bridle, you can write their name. This is not December's bridle. You probably cannot read that. But if you want to, you can write their name right there. Okay, so here's the finishing results. I know this part's probably a little bit big, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. So just be careful, like about right there. That I'm probably going to have to glue again. Oh, and also if you want to, instead of gluing it like on the side, like right here like I did, you can also glue it like on the very tip where you cut it off, like right there. But that's probably harder to stay on. I really haven't done very many like that. But yeah, hope I helped you with that. Hope like this video, subscribe, watch the other videos. Yeah. Thanks for watching.